do you say, buddy? Welcome to life, Prog. Welcome to life, Prog! You sure I did it right?
Hello music friends, welcome to Live Prog. It is Tuesday and it's time for a new video. And in this video, something I've been thinking of the past few days is the idea of comedy and music. I mean, a while back I did the review of Weird Al Yankovic, and recently I also did a very funny video, and there was something I wanted to ask for you guys. Oh, hold on, what do you know? Mr. Anthony Fantano, the internet's busiest music nerd, just drops in my video here. Welcome Anthony, it's cool to have you here. Well, now that you're here, there's something I would like to ask you. I mean, I was gonna ask my viewers, but of course, I'm interested to hear your opinion as well. You know, Germany has this reputation about comedy. I mean, we even had a South Park episode about that. So, do you think something like Weird Al Yankovic could also happen in Germany, like comedy and music together? He's just dropped in my video and I'm not getting an answer out of him. Well, I appreciate you dropping in, Mr. Fantano, but unfortunately, if you got nothing more to say, then I'll better take over from here and just do it on my own. So, thanks for dropping. See you later. Alright, well, sorry about that. You know, the guy's a musical genius, but unfortunately in this video he doesn't have a thing to say. So I'm asking you guys, do you think something like that could happen in German? Now, if your answer is no, you obviously haven't seen my track review that I did last Friday, and you also haven't heard of this band, J.B.O, J.B.O in German. This is a German band. Now I'm far away from my camera this time. So I'm gonna bring the cover a little bit more up close. There we have it, J.B.O. This is the band dressed in lovely pink. But then again, that is something I also mentioned in my track review. That is an important idea, the fact that they are dressed in pink. They are a metal band and they are very good. But as I said, the interesting part is that most metal is always black, it's always dark. And their guys are not smiling, and these guys are smiling, and these guys are dressed in pink, and everything you see about the album, I mean, if I open up the booklet, as you can see with the lyrics, it's in pink. The CD is in pink, and the tracks on the rear are in pink, so pink is an important color for these guys, and it has been for a long time. J.B.O is a German metal band founded in 1989, which means they exist for 25 years. They released their first album in 1994, which means this one is their 20th anniversary. Das Bier ist da zum Trinken, genau das will ich tun. Gott sei Dank ist morgen genug Zeit, auszuruhen. Over the years, this band has not only created a solid live reputation, but also they released a number of albums and they gained quite a lot of following, and they are touring a lot. I haven't had a chance to see them, but I heard from someone who has been there that visiting a show of J.B.O is quite something, and you might come home all pink. There was something mentioned under the name, I'll wait for you again, you'll see it right here. Something mentioned, and that is the explanation to the name J.B.O, because it had dots in it, so it's an abbreviation for something. And on their Facebook page it says completely what the abbreviation is for, because I couldn't make it out completely from here. But they started out calling themselves the James Blast Orchestra. Now, if you ever heard of James Last, the James Last Orchestra, then you might understand the connection with that name. From the beginning, comedy has been a part of their act and a part of their music. But at the same time, they are definitely very serious musicians. If you listen to the songs on this album, you hear some really amazing metal songs in it, rock songs in it, sometimes even a bit folk songs in it. They bring a variety of things, but a few themes often come back. Themes around themselves, around J.B.O, you know. For example, the track 13, and dan hörst du J.B.O, and then you'll hear J.B.O, you know. And when you listen to that song, and a side note here, it's of course very important, they sing in German, so you have to have an understanding of that language to understand what they sing about. But in that track, They basically sing about, you know, your life can be really bad, it can suck all the way, and then you hear J.B.O, and then, you know, it becomes better again and you become happy again. And that is the general message that I hear on this album, and that is something I definitely like. But you have also these a bit folky, funny songs. For example, track number 4, Sakradi, My Sak Is He. You know, that's, when you listen to that, that's just a funny sounding song, and I don't completely understand what they're singing about, but it doesn't matter, you know, it's fun to hear. At the same time, and I'm not going into that first track, Vier, and Halleluja, because right here you'll find the link to my track review, and of course any link you'll find also below.
Weil das Blut klar ist, Mann, war blau. Ich glaube, Jesus wäre heute eine coole Sau.
And then along the way, I also heard a few other things that I thought, wow, that's really cool that they did that. Because they have a lot of songs that are written by them. They have in the midst, they have, because the album has 19 tracks, and they also have a lot of these small interludes, like 20-second tracks in it that are more sort of sketches in German, and often being an introduction to the song that follows. But there are a couple of songs that stand out in a way that they might ring a bell when you hear them. And the first track that happens is track number 2, Death is Death. You might already get a little bit of a hint here. Life is Life. There's a band called Opus, and they had a song that's, at least here in Holland, was very big. Life is Life. It's a real catchy song, you can sing it along. And J.B.O created their own version of it in German called Death is Death. And initially I thought, okay, it is just an opposite, you know, a contradiction to it, life against death. But the song is actually about death metal. And they figured, you know, death metal would be too long, so they just shortened it a little bit. They have a little explanations about the songs with the lyrics in the booklet. So if you don't understand exactly what the song is about, you can just read it there. Then track number 6, when that song started, Das Bier ist zum Trinken, that beer is to drink, I was listening and I thought, like, this sounds familiar, I have heard this before. Oh yeah, I remember. These boots are made for walking by Nancy Sinatra. They made their own version of that song, and they just, musically it follows that line, but the lyrics are differently. And that's when I said, you know, there you have that idea of what Weird Al Yankovic is doing in America. Creating parodies, taking a song and just changing the lyrics into something funny. And that is something that these guys do as well. So in that case, I say these guys are, well, the German language Weird Al Yankovic. Although they only do a few of these songs in here. Most of the songs on this album are original songs written by the band. Another track that stood out for me, and from that one I don't know if it is a parody or just a German version, but Schule aus. And when I say it in English, you know exactly which song I mean. School's Out. Yes, the Alice Cooper track. They done a German version of it, and I think it's really amazing in the way they did it. There is also a clip for that one, a lyric video of that you can find on YouTube. I definitely say check it out, it's very interesting. And the last song I want to mention is not so much as a parody, but just has a part in it that sounds very familiar, and that is the track Was würde Jezus tun? What would Jesus do? And there we have some really cool AC/DC style riffs in it. So when you listen to the album, you hear a lot of things that say, okay, you know, it sounds familiar. There are a lot of things that sounds very funny. On the whole, this is just a great album filled with fantastic music, and I'm pretty sure that if I listen to this album, I can imagine that a live show of J.B.O is one huge party. If the language is not a problem, or if you understand the language, I say check it out. Last thing I want to show you guys, I'll bring it closer, but is the artwork here. Again, you know, they do a lot of things. They are really funny guys. They can laugh, not just about themselves, but about other things as well. And well, what we have here is the last one. There we have now you've seen all the musicians that form this band here, J.B.O. So I would say, check them out. J.B.O. Nur die Besten werden alt. I now realize that I haven't mentioned that title in the whole review. My apologies for that. The title of the album, of course, is Nur die Besten werden alt. Only the best get old. Well folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, you can click on like or share, and of course you can click on subscribe so you will stay up to date on all the new videos I will upload. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and I hope you will see me at a new review.